I love my Kobo. I bring my e-reader everywhere. It's so small and portable, it fits in all of my purses. I'm going to tell you all the details about my Kobo, why I love it so much, how I use it, and everything else you might want to know if you're in the market for a new e-reader. So first up, the exact model. I have the 6-inch Kobo Clara BW, meaning black and white. There is also a colored version of this one, which was also available at the time that I purchased this, but I purposely chose for the black and white version. The screen on the black and white version is super crisp and sharp, which is perfect for when you're reading. The colored version right now is still a little bit fuzzier, darker, grainier, which is ultimately why I decided to go for the black and white version instead of the colored one at that time. It's fully waterproof. I'm not 100% sure about sandproof, so I would be a little bit careful if you're taking it to the beach. This particular version of the Clara always comes with 16 gigabytes of storage. That gives you room for more than 12,000 ebooks, so you are never going to run out of space. You can also listen to audiobooks on this device, which the files are a lot bigger, of course, so it can hold around 75 at a time. I used to read almost exclusively on my iPhone and iPad, but I noticed the battery would go down so quickly, which meant I couldn't use my phone for other things anymore, sometimes important stuff, and reading in the sun with the glare was just awful. But both of those things are solved with my Kobo. The glare is completely gone, so I can read in any light circumstance that I want, and I charge it probably around once per month. I set my brightness anywhere between 1% at night and usually a max of 25% during the day. The brighter your screen, the more battery it will consume, of course. Same thing for when you have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on and all that. But so far I haven't run into any issues with the battery, and you can charge it with USB-C. And yes, the cable does come with the device. I know a lot of companies nowadays don't even include a cable anymore, but this one comes with a cable. Also, if you're like me and you like to do a lot of reading at night before you go to bed, there is a warm setting on here that makes the screen a lot more yellow and easy on the eyes. There is also a dark mode, which makes the background black and the text white. It is a little bit hidden, but you can access it through the settings when you have a book open. I have the language of my Kobo set to English, but Kobo supports so many languages, including Chinese, German, Dutch, Spanish, Danish, and so many more languages. Now that we have covered the basics of what's going on inside a Kobo, let's do a little Kobo tour. So there's a button on the back that you can use to turn the device on. This is what the home page looks like. At the top, you have the book that you are currently reading. You can read more than one at a time, so let's say I want to look for a book that I've been meaning to read soon anyway. So now I'm just going to add it. It'll pop up over here. And then I would go back to the home page. And then it shows up over here. And I can read multiple books at the same time. So if I want to read 9 Liars, I can just click on that one. It'll open up the book and I can read as much or as little as I want. And then if I go back, it now shows as my most recent read book, and the other one is over there, but I can go back into that one and read that one as well, and it'll keep track of all my progress. Nothing is going to get deleted. You can read, I don't even know how many books you can read at the same time. Maybe an unlimited amount, but 2, 3, 4, 5, definitely all good. So down here, there are a few things that can change depending on what you have on your Kobo. Here is my books, which is another quick way to access my entire library. And then over here, I have my 2024 collection, but I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. Below here, there's always like 2 kinds of ads for the Kobo shop and Kobo Plus. I find the ads of Kobo are a lot less intense than Kindle, so they don't bother me much, honestly. Down here, we have a few tabs, including the My Books section. This brings you into your library, which is sorted into books, authors, series, and collections, and you can also sort your books in any kind of order that you want. It's super customizable. So if you want cover view, you can do that, and you can see all your books just by cover. My preference is list view, so I keep it on that. You can sort it by title, date added, file size even, so you can go wild with your customization. The authors and series is based on the metadata that's within the book. I personally use Calibre to edit all the metadata in my books to make sure that they are perfectly fine and set up before I put them on my Kobo. I will make a separate video on that if you want to show you how I use it. It's a very good, powerful program that's free. And lastly, we have collections where you can make your own list of things. So if you want to create a super hyper-specific trope list and put all the books that fit into that trope, you can. I personally personally have created lists of all the years so I can see what books I read every year. There is more, but I don't have every single book on my Kobo. The Discover tab will bring you to the Kobo store, so I'm not going over that right now. And then the More tab is where the rest is. Wishlist is connected to the Kobo store. My articles, I honestly have never used in my life and I don't even know how it works. Activity is my favorite part of the Kobo because that's where all your reading stats are. It shows the stats for the book that you are currently reading, how long you've been reading it, average minutes per session, etc. And then below that, you can see everything for your whole entire library. So here you can see I finished around 29% of my entire library, which translates to 109 books. And ever since I got this Kobo, which was a few months earlier this year, I've been reading over 83 hours on it. These are the beta features in case you're interested. I never use it. Settings is just settings, pretty standard. And then there's also the help section. The case that I have on my Kobo is from Kobo itself. I'm sure there are cheaper cases out there that will do the same thing. This one was 20 euros, which I do think is quite expensive for a clear case, but honestly, this thing is rigid. All the stickers I have are from Amazon. I think it was like 5 euros and it had over 50 stickers in it. I just searched bookish stickers or something like that. I have them stuck on here with a little piece of washi tape so they don't move, but I could always change them out and they don't leave unnecessary residue on my Kobo. And then lastly, I have a little pop socket. This one is from AliExpress. It is a magnetic one that you can take off, but this magnet is freaking brutal. It's so strong, I haven't been able to take it off for months. It fits like this by itself in my purse, but when I travel a little bit further or I want to throw it into a backpack or something, I use this case that I got from AliExpress as well. It is a Kindle Paperwhite case according to the listing, which is 6.5 inches, I believe. I chose the slightly bigger one on purpose so I would be able to fit the whole thing in it with case and pop socket and all. The reviews of the listing said that the fit was quite snug, so I was worried that if I took a 6-inch case, it would be too small with all the accessories, but this one works absolutely perfect. It's not too roomy and not too small. Perfect. I think that about covers everything I wanted to show and tell you about my Kobo Clara. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them down below and I'll happily answer them as best as I can. Feel free to subscribe if you want to support the channel. I would very, very much appreciate it. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in my next video. Happy reading! Bye bye!